Hi, I'm Hazel, and today I am going to be dyeing my hair purple. We're going all purple. The initial idea was to try and get Void Elf hair, because I'm just really excited about Void Elves, and I've been wanting to mess with my hair for a long time. Before we get into this, I am not a hairstylist, and I have not colored or bleached my hair in like 10 plus years, like since high school. It's been a long time. So I am not qualified, and you should probably not be taking advice from me. So do not look at this as a tutorial unless it turns out really well. My hair is quite dark to begin with, so I'm going to start by bleaching it first, and then we will add in the color after that. I will be showing you everything that I am doing and everything that I'm using. I've already bleached a test strand, which you can probably see somewhere in here, and then colored it, and I liked the way that turned out, so I'm just basically gonna replicate that around the rest of my head. So this is what I'm working with. I have a lot of hair. I think this is gonna take quite a bit of product. I did have some comments of people requesting that I live stream this process, and I wanna just let you know that the reason I've decided to not live stream the hair dye thing is A, this is gonna take me all day, and B, I have a very well documented history of getting very distracted while live streaming and doing just kind of dumb and somewhat clumsy things, and I just don't wanna really go there while I'm handling harsh chemicals and dye, which incidentally I need to not get anywhere. I live in a completely beige apartment. We've got like beige couch, beige floor, beige walls, beige curtains, beige counters, beige everything, and I need to not get purple anywhere. And then the other thing is I will not be setting up a mic in the bathroom where I'm going to be doing my hair because it's got a very long cord and I will probably get that tangled or just somehow manage to drop it into like a bowl of bleach or something and ruin it somehow. So I will not be setting up a mic in there. Instead, I'm going to be doing that kind of annoying thing that I've seen in other videos where you can see me and I'm not talking, but my voice is doing like a voiceover. So if you hate videos done like that, I'm with you. I don't really like them either, but I don't have a better idea, so we're just gonna go. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do here is section out all of my hair into about 8-ish sections, and then pin them all up with these clips that I found that were recommended online. In hindsight, if I was to do this again, I would use elastics rather than clips. I found that especially once I got like a lot of product going on in there, the clips tended to get caught up in my hair. So I definitely don't think that they're specifically necessary, but it is a good idea to section out your hair so that you can kind of go piece by piece very systematically and make sure that you don't miss anything. So now that I've got it all up, I'm mixing up my bleach. I'm using L'Oreal Cool Blue bleaching powder. I will links for all of this in the description, and then 20 volume peroxide developer. Now the first mistake that I'm making right now on camera is I have not mixed this liquid enough. I have made a very thick paste. I used almost equal ratio, whereas you want to go kind of 1 to 1.5, almost 1 to 2, with the bleach powder being the 1 and then the developer being the 1.5 to the 2. So I actually weighed this out and did the same thing that I did on my test strand, but once I was actually doing my whole hair, apparently the paste isn't so good. So I'm having a really hard time getting it through my hair. If this was more liquid, it would be easier to just paint on, but well, now I know for next time. So I'm just kind of going through my hair piece by piece. You'll notice me leaving about an inch of my roots not done, partially because it's just kind of hard to do and I'm trying very hard not to get this stuff in my scalp. It's quite toxic. I have my door open and my fan on. You definitely do not want to do this in a closed room. The fumes will be very bad. But I'm leaving about an inch of my roots open so that I can go back and do those at the end to kind of give the rest of my hair a head start. Your roots will process more quickly with bleach due to the heat from your scalp, and doing them at the same time can give you hot roots. If I was to do this again, I would give them a longer head start. I've given them about the same head start that, again, I did in my test strand, but this time I actually went in with a whole processing cap, which kind of held in more heat to my head, and I found that my roots were a little bit lighter than the rest of my hair, but it worked out mostly okay. So you can see I'm just trying to work this awful paste into my hair as much as humanly possible. I'm now trying to get all of my roots, and checking the back. You can see I've got lots of spots that I've missed, but I'm kind of blissfully oblivious and also looking kind of like a Rastafarian. I would say if you are doing this at home, absolutely get help. I really wish I had asked for help at this stage to make sure that I did not miss any spots, because you really don't, like, you don't want to do this twice. You do not want to put more bleach in your hair after you've already bleached your hair, and I didn't choose to do that, but it would have definitely been a smoother and more even bleaching if I had done this properly the first time. So definitely get help to make sure that you're not missing any spots in the back. I have it all kind of done up and as close as it's going to get, so I pretty much get it all up there, throw the processing cap on, and then leave that for an additional 20 to 30 minutes, which is something that I tested on my hair. So definitely, if you are lightening your hair, test it on your own hair with a little strand first so you can get an idea of how long it's going to take you to get to the lightness that you are looking for. Okay, so it's about this point where we all realize I have done something terribly wrong. You can see that's a very uneven bleach job, but what are you gonna do? At this point, I'm going to cut my hair. I decided that my bangs needed a trim, and the rest of it did too. And I figure the bleach has already kind of frazzled my hair a little bit, so I may as well give it a bit of a trim to prevent any split end situations from happening. This is something I actually saw in a WikiHow article that's supposed to give you layers in the front, that whole ponytail trim thing. It worked pretty good. Anyways, I'm going to start getting ready to dye my hair now, so I'm going back and sectioning it up like before. I'm kind of over the whole super precise sectioning thing, so you can see I'm not really bothering with the comb. I'm just getting most of my hair on the head so that I can go through it one piece at a time. And then I grab my little bit of tea, because it's morning and I need caffeine for this. So I'm putting on my gloves and getting started with some Vaseline around the hairline and on the ears to help prevent staining of the face. It worked pretty well on my face. It did not work at all on my ears, and I really should have gone farther in the neck. So I have two colors of purple hair dye here. I have Arctic Fox Purple Rain, and I have Arctic Fox Violet Dream. And this is all off camera because I didn't really think my camera placement through. But what I am doing is I have two bowls of hair dye, and I'm going to mix one of them 70-30 and the other one 70-30 the other way. The Purple Rain is a darker, cooler purple, and the Violet Dream is a warmer, pinker purple. And the idea was to have the darker color at the top of my hair and then the warmer color on the bottom half of my hair. So you'll see me do kind of like a half, and then kind of blend it together with my fingers a little bit. This was a very noble intention, and if I had properly bleached my hair, it might have worked. But at the end, as you're going to see, it doesn't make a huge difference, so I wouldn't honestly worry about it that much. And at this point, I'm just going to go through my hair piece by piece and try and paint on and use my fingers to get all of the dye in there. This is not nearly as toxic as the bleach, and it smells a heck of a lot better. So you can really use your fingers. You can get this all in your scalp. You can rub it in if you want. You just want to be careful not to get too much on your wall or your cat or your towels if you care about them. Like, it is going to stain everything. This shirt gets absolutely ruined by the end of it, and that's totally okay. I knew that was going to happen. So once I got all the dye slathered on there, I'm going to put a brand new processing cap on and leave that. You can leave it says 20 to 40 minutes. I actually leave it for just hours, like 3 hours, just to give it time to really set in. It's not going to over dye your hair or anything, and this dye actually contains conditioner, so it's not going to damage. It's just going to, give it lots of time to really get locked in there. So there's no harm in leaving it on for longer, but you can wash it out after the first hour or so if you are so inclined. So here is my hair. It's really purple. It's like really purple. It's like Crayola purple. So obviously I did a objectively terrible job with bleaching. It came out really, really uneven, but thankfully it was like a streaky uneven and not like an asymmetrical uneven. So I think it still looks all right with like all of the purple in. I do think that any attempt that I had made at like a gradient from a darker purple to like a warmer purple was just lost. I think it's all more or less the same kind of purple, and it is quite dark, but I wouldn't say it's too dark. It's definitely not black. You definitely like look at it and you go, wow, it's purple. I do have purple ears now. At least one of my ears is like pretty stained, which is infuriating because I smothered them in Vaseline, which was very gross and took a really long time to properly clean, and they're still stained. All of the dye that I ended up with on my face and on my neck and on my arms, because it was just a disaster. All of that dye came off with a little bit of soap and water, and there was just a little bit left. That was yesterday, actually. This is 24 hours later. So it's all like, I woke up in the morning and it was pretty much all gone, and it all did come out of everything that it connected with the exception of towels and clothes, which I wasn't expecting it to come out of. But my sink and the bathtub cleaned up really easily with just a little bit of bleach, and the countertops and the floor and the wall, and to a small extent the ceiling, cleaned up real good with a magic eraser. So I hopefully still have my security deposit. I have my purple hair. It's so different. I keep looking at myself in the mirror. I spent like over an hour last night just putting on different faces of makeup, trying to figure out what I really like, because I feel like I might need to wear bolder makeup to balance out how insanely loud my hair is now. I don't really know. I think I just need to get used to it. I think that it's just so different that once I've gotten used to seeing it on myself, it'll be a little bit less jarring. So for the most part, I think it turned out pretty good. I would definitely recommend the dye, the Arctic Fox hair dye. The color I think came out really vivid. It was very easy to use. It smells pretty good, and I think it actually was really good for it feels like it was really good for my hair. Obviously after the bleach, your hair doesn't feel great. It feels kind of, stringy and easily tangled and just like damaged. But after 3-ish hours of soaking in the dye, my hair actually feels smoother and healthier than when it went in yesterday. Like, it's not all that frizzy. It's like super smooth, it hasn't been tangling, and I'm just really impressed with that. This is a semi-permanent dye, which means it's supposed to fade over the next approximately 40 washes, which might take me a very long time. I've got pretty frizzy dry hair. Actual shampoo doesn't enter the equation super often. But when it does fade, I'm kind of thinking, depending on what it fades to, either just go straight for more of this color, or maybe I pick another color. I'm thinking maybe I mix it with something a little bit warmer, like a little bit of a paint to get more of like a magenta purple. That might be kind of fun. And next time I bleach my hair, which obviously shouldn't be for a while because you don't want to bleach your hair too close together, you know, lest it get super damaged and be really frizzy and unmanageable and fall out. You don't want to mess with that. But next time I do bleach my hair, I'm definitely going to mix it up, you know, with a little bit more developer into something I can actually put on my hair, and I will also definitely get help. That's my number one recommendation if you're looking to do something like this at home. For at the very least, the applying the bleach part, please get help. It is almost impossible to not miss a spot, like in your roots or at the back of your hair or somewhere. It's almost impossible to do properly by yourself. So I would say that's my number one recommendation is, you know, just get a friend. So that is my Void Elf hair. Thank you so much for watching. If you are curious about any of the products that I used, links for all of it are in the description. Full disclosure, those are my affiliate links, which just means that anything you purchase on Amazon through those links supports me and my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!